Right now, state lawmakers working on legislation to make all campuses gun-free zones, while some have concerns about the bill.
Also, after a woman dies from hypothermia after a fall outside, an ambulance crew is now facing scrutiny for not finding her in time.
And later, some Madison school buses are going green. Why First Student says this could help with some recent delays. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. We start tonight on college campuses where state lawmakers are introducing a new bill to make them gun-free zones in Wisconsin.
Political reporter Will Keneally joins us from the UW-Madison campus with more.
Yeah, Eric and Charlotte, when you think of college campuses, you think of things like lecture halls, dorms, maybe even Camp Randall. But this would actually impact spaces here like Library Mall.
We do not want our young people, even young adults, to be subject to firearm violence.
And so Democratic lawmakers like Senator Keller Royce want to take the gun-free zone that applies to K-12 schools and extend it to college campuses as well.
Well, we know that the presence of firearms makes the situation more difficult and more dangerous. And we have seen so many shootings and suicides on campuses, college and technical college campuses around the country. And
this would apply to campus buildings, as you'd expect, but as the bill is written, it would also apply to campus grounds. For UW-Madison, that includes Library Mall and areas like Picnic Point. Some campus members have raised concerns about their personal security and that they'd feel more comfortable carrying a firearm for protection. Now, we asked Royce, who represents the UW-Madison campus, about those concerns.
I do think that there are a lot of things that we can do to enhance campus security for a whole variety of reasons. Firearm safety and firearm violence being one.
The bill would not just apply to public schools like UW-Madison, but would also impose the same gun-free zone on private colleges in Wisconsin as well. Anyone with a gun on campus under the bill would be subject to a misdemeanor charge.
No other country in the world tolerates the level of gun deaths, and especially gun deaths among children, that this country does. It is absolutely preventable. We can prevent it through smart public policy.
Yes, this bill is currently circulating behind the scenes in the state capitol, and we could see it introduced within the next couple of weeks here. Reporting from the UW-Madison campus, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
State Representative Dave Considine says he will be retiring after serving Baraboo for 10 years in the state assembly. In a statement, the 70-year-old Democrat says he's looking forward to spending more time with his grandchildren. Considine's decision to not run for re-election will leave an open race for the 81st District this November. The district spans Baraboo, Sauk City, and Mazomanie in south central Wisconsin. Let's check the first warn forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Oh, skies actually cleared out very nicely this afternoon. We had some sunshine and temperatures have remained mild, although if we didn't have any snow on the ground, they'd be much milder. Let's start out by taking a look at a dense fog advisory, though, that's been issued from 9 p.m. tonight through 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line. Fog will develop later on tonight, and some of that could become dense. You can see future track visibility early tomorrow morning, generally around a quarter of a mile, a few places even less than that. But the thick fog shouldn't last as long in Madison. It'll probably linger a little bit more out to the west, but you can see by late afternoon, most of the fog is gone. Time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam showed cloudy skies for the morning, and then here comes the sun. Came out this afternoon, and skies generally have been clear through this evening. But as we take a look at low temperatures this morning, they were above freezing. We continue to melt some more snow. 33 the low in Madison, 36 degrees in Janesville, and high temperatures 40 in Madison. But take a look at La Crosse. They were at 53, and temperatures are mainly in the 50s over western Wisconsin and much of Minnesota, where there's not much snow on the ground. And right now, Madison's still at 39 degrees. Temperatures in the 40s to our north and to our west. Here in Dane County, 39 degrees right now in Cross Plains, 39 in Sun Prairie, and also 39 degrees in Belleville. Look for skies to be mostly clear this evening. Temperatures mainly steady in the upper 30s. We'll take a look at when that fog will form and how mild the temperatures will be for the rest of the week in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Madison police say they're investigating an armed carjacking on the city's east side last night. The victim told police that he and another person were parked on Parkwood Lane just after 10 when an SUV pulled up and boxed them in. 4 men in masks and armed with handguns got out, took the victim's car. That car later found unoccupied. This is not the first armed carjacking incident in the Madison area this week. Monona police say someone was forced out of their car on Tuesday. They believe that incident was related to another carjacking that took place earlier Monday night in the Madison area. Madison police are also looking into a call of shots fired last night on the east side. This is video sent to us by a viewer. It happened near Easttown Mall. There, police found shell casings, but no damage to anyone or any property. The people who called in the shots were contacted. They weren't injured. Police believe the people involved know each other and say there's no threat to the public.
A Madison man will spend 5 years in prison after his 11-month-old child overdosed and died. Derek Hawkins pleaded guilty to a felony charge of neglecting a child. An autopsy revealed she had 13 times the amount of fentanyl needed to kill an adult in her system. In 2022, Hawkins and Kelsey Kinsey were arrested and charged roughly a year after their child's death. Kinsey was found not guilty at trial last year. Hawkins' 5-year prison sentence is to be followed by 5 years of extended supervision. In Door County, a 59-year-old man is being convicted of reckless homicide for starting a fire that killed 2 people. Anthony Gonzalez of Sturgeon Bay told investigators he accidentally started the fire from his room above Butch's Bar when he was trying to refill a cigarette lighter. Sentencing is scheduled for May 10th. His attorney says she plans to appeal. In Milwaukee, an ambulance crew is facing scrutiny for not being able to find a woman who died of hypothermia after falling in the street. 49-year-old Jolene Waldriff was waiting to catch a bus on the night of January 15th when she fell near the sidewalk. She called 911 and a Curtis ambulance arrived 4 minutes later, but crews could not find her despite driving right past her. After driving through, dispatch tried calling Waldriff back twice and then cleared the ambulance to leave the area.
Best guess is that the crew was unable to see anybody that was in that sidewalk or fence area.
Curtis officials say protocol does not require crews to get out of their vehicles and look for patients. Eventually, passers-by saw Waldriff and 2 people again called 911. She was pronounced dead a short time after she was found. Curtis ambulance officials say the 2 employees involved in the incident will not be disciplined. The city of Madison already has some electric buses in its metro fleet. Now, Madison schools are going green. First Student in Madison Metropolitan School District announced today they're adding a number of electric buses. It comes after staffing issues led to pickup and drop-off delays for students earlier this year. Our Catherine Merck spoke to the company about how this environmental move could hopefully also help with operations.
First Student tells us it's going to work with MMSD to deploy the new electric buses over the next 18 months. Here's a look at what they're going to look like. First Student recently secured nearly $2 million from the United States Environmental Protection Agency to buy these electric buses. At the beginning of the school year, many parents voiced concerns with the company due to bus delays. The district blamed the delays on a shortage of drivers. The head of electrification at First Student says these efforts could get more people behind the wheel.
Drivers that drive our electric school buses enjoy them more. They like how they perform. They also like that the children tend to be better behaved on these buses because the bus is so quiet. The children tend to be quieter as well, and that leads to better behavioral issues.
MMSD interim superintendent says the electric buses will help the district move closer to achieving its sustainability goals. The company says it wants 30,000 buses of its fleet of 46,000 in North America to convert to fully electric by 2035.
Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, how a package of bills signed into law today are aimed at helping expand dental access in the state. Plus, Wisconsin Republicans looking to reduce the governor's veto power, why the decision could come down to the Wisconsin voter.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Save big on your entire kitchen upgrade at Menards. Clearview Cabinetry is flexible by design, so you can go from doors to drawers for storage that works at every stage. And the style is so easy to update. You can do it in a snap, meaning you don't have to remodel your space to make it work even better. Save big on Clearview Cabinetry and get Stroma kitchen cabinets for $3,359 now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
A concert experience you won't want to miss. It's the Commodores. performing live Saturday, February 17th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. 70 million albums sold, 7 #1 hits. The Grammy Award-winning Commodores. February 17th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Wisconsin Republicans are proposing a constitutional amendment that would weaken the governor's veto powers.
The move comes after Governor Tony Evers used his partial veto in July to increase school funding for public schools for the next 400 years. Wisconsin governors have the most expansive partial veto power in the country because, unlike in other states, they can strike nearly any part of a budget bill. Amendments are not subject to approval by governors. If passed by the legislature in 2 consecutive sessions, they are then put on the ballot for voter approval. That means the soonest the latest proposal could be adopted would be 2025. Democrats looking to allow Wisconsin voters to return absentee ballots in drop boxes are appealing a judge's dismissal of their lawsuit. Absentee ballot drop boxes were barred in Wisconsin in 2022. Attorneys for the Elias Law Group filed notice that it was appealing a circuit judge's ruling last week. They claim several voting rules in the battleground state are unconstitutional. A Dane County Circuit judge ruled that the lawsuit did not meet the high burden required to declare that the voting rules being challenged were unconstitutional in every application. The appeal brings the challenge one step closer to the state Supreme Court. Governor Evers signing a package of bipartisan legislation aimed at expanding access to dental care and addressing dental workforce shortages across the state. This package contains 5 bills, including one that authorizes licenses for dental therapists who practice in areas experiencing shortages in care. Other bills in the package create guidelines for distributing $20 million in state aid for technical colleges' dental training programs, create scholarships for Marquette University dental students who agree to practice in underserved areas, and allow dental workers from out of state to practice in Wisconsin.
The CDC says measures of respiratory virus activity have been decreasing now for a few weeks. More than 4% of all visits to a healthcare provider were for respiratory illnesses during the week ending January 20th. That is down from nearly 7% just 3 weeks earlier. The number of people getting the flu is down for a 3rd week. RSV hospitalization rates are decreasing in young children but remain elevated among older adults. And still ahead, a group of eagles spreading their wings after recovering from injuries.
Plus, these milder temperatures are having a dramatic impact on ice conditions on our lakes. We'll take a look at the current conditions.
Plus, even though we'll see some fog, it could be a while before we see any kind of precipitation. Your complete forecast after a short break.
The biggest and best RV event in the Midwest is back. It's the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale. See a huge selection of RVs and campgrounds under one roof. Meet Gilbert Brown, Gridiron Great. Tickets just $10 and kids are free. Seniors, you're welcome at half price on Friday. Enjoy the great outdoors at the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale at the Alliant Energy Center Friday through Sunday, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
It's the annual RV show and sale you don't want to miss at Interstate RV, February 2nd through the 4th. Great RV show pricing just up the road, Highway 51, Poinet. It's here, Wisconsin's newest and most exclusive sports show. Wisconsin Huddle. It's more than just highlights. It's more than X's and O's. It's a dynamic 30-minute weekly special produced for the die-hard fans of Wisconsin athletics. Embark on an exclusive journey into the lives of some of UW's top athletes as we offer an inside look into their world. Watch Wisconsin Huddle Friday nights at 6:30. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
The monsters of destruction are coming, and coming with a vengeance. Redneck Rampage against the Grain, War Wizard, Double Trouble, and the Veteran are ready to put on one heck of a show. Plus, Freestyle Motocross is back. X-Games rider Willie Elam and friends with action you don't want to miss. Day and night shows ready to blow your mind. Every ticket is a pit pass. Come early to meet the drivers. Take a ride in a real monster truck. Don't miss the Monsters of Destruction at the Alliant Energy Center February 3rd and 4th. Get your tickets now at monstersofdestruction.com.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Dozens of people in Prairie-du-Sac saw quite the spectacle this afternoon when 5 juvenile bald eagles were released into the wild. It happened on the Wisconsin River at VFW Park. The eagles had been in the care of the Raptor Education Group Incorporated, or REGI, since last spring. They had fallen out of their nest due to weather and suffered injuries. Foster eagles were used to help raise the young eagles until they were ready for release.
We have a very large flight area. It's a building that we have them in where they're able to really work on those flight muscles and their conditioning so that they have the stamina to fly for extended periods of time through migration and just natural living.
The eagles are not imprinted to humans. It takes 5 to 7 years for the eagles to develop the full white head and tail.
If you're looking to get out on the ice for fishing, you better do it soon. Conditions have deteriorated dramatically over the last week. Our cameras capturing this morning's slushy conditions that anglers had to trek through out on Monona Bay. And the bigger bodies of water, including Lake Mendota and Monona, sitting mostly void of any anglers.
People that want to venture out on the ice, they need to make a plan. So they need to tell someone they're going out on the ice. They need to make sure they're taking a cell phone. And they just need to kind of be aware of where they're going on. If they see open water or what appears to be thin ice, don't go on the lake.
And a reminder, 4 inches of ice is considered a safe amount for people to stand on. Right now, many are reporting at least 5 inches on Madison's chain of lakes. But be careful, it has warmed up. Mild and dry the rest of the week. Gary's now here with the complete forecast.
Yeah, I think that ice will continue to thin out because temperatures are going to be above normal for the foreseeable future. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. We do have some fog that'll be developing overnight into tomorrow morning. Some of that fog could be dense, especially farther west of Madison. But mild weather will continue through next weekend at least, and probably beyond that. We have some rain showers in the forecast, but not till the end of next week. A chance of showers Thursday afternoon, better chances for Friday into Saturday. But the snow depth continues to shrink across Wisconsin, and you can see there's a large area of snow-free ground across southern Minnesota, western Wisconsin. And take a look at where temperatures were today. These are high temperatures. Over that snow-free ground or areas where they have very little snow, temperatures soared into the 50s. Over our snow cover, mainly 40s. A few places in the upper 30s east of Madison. That was more due to cloud cover that hung on later in the day. But with that moisture added to the air as the snow continues to melt, fog will become a problem. Right now, visibility is at or above 10 miles across Wisconsin, but there are dense fog advisories overnight west of Platteville to Richland Center to Camp Douglas line into parts of Minnesota and Iowa. That's where the fog is likely to be the thickest. But temperatures will continue to soar. Average high temperature goes from 28 to 30 over the next 10 days. We're looking at temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees above that. High temperatures. Overnight low temperatures will be even warmer. And the new Climate Prediction Center outlooks just came out today for the month of February, updated. A 70 to 80% chance of above normal temperatures across the upper Midwest for February. So that means this pattern is going to continue on. And precipitation expected to be generally below normal from Madison eastward into the northeastern part of the country. The active storm track, typical in an El Nino type season, continues to favor California into the southern part of the United States and then down toward Florida and the southeastern part of the country. But the outlook for March, April, and February, March, and April, the 3-month outlook calls for above normal temperatures to continue into much of the spring, below or near normal temperatures in the southern part of the country, and below normal precipitation again centered just east of us. The above normal precipitation will favor the southeastern part of the country that probably could use it because they've had drought conditions for much of the year. But you can see the jet stream is flattened out now. That's allowing that mild Pacific air to start streaming in our direction. And as long as that pattern stays in place, we're going to see above normal temperatures, and it looks like it'll do so for a while. Dense fog advisory begins 9 p.m. west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line. Again, that continues through 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Planning your night, about 9 p.m. We're still seeing clear skies over much of southern Wisconsin, but watch as the low clouds and fog start to expand. By midnight, temperatures are still in the upper 30s. We'll stay above freezing all night, mid to upper 30s, even into early tomorrow morning. We're looking for low temperatures around 35 degrees, so that just continues to melt the snow, but that could lead to widespread fog. Future track visibility at 7 a.m. Many locations seeing visibilities between about 1/4 and a half mile. Eventually, that should start to thin out pretty quickly. Planning your night across Dane County, low of 35 Stoughton, 35 in Cottage Grove, and 37 in Cross Plains. The rest of southern Wisconsin, low of 35 in La Crosse, 34 in Camp Douglas, and 35 for the low in Janesville. Look for the fog to gradually thin out tomorrow morning. Then it'll be mostly cloudy and mild for the rest of the day with a high temperature of 41. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast, 39 on Friday, mid 40s for the weekend, maybe a little more sunshine in there. Temperatures low 40s the early part of next week, middle 40s for the rest of the week with some rain shower chances Thursday afternoon into Friday. By Saturday, maybe a couple of flakes of snow mixed in the morning, but temperatures will stay above normal through next weekend.
The team uniforms for the upcoming Super Bowl have been revealed on social media. The Kansas City Chiefs are serving as the designated home team at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. That's because the NFC and AFC alternate each year as the home conference for the big game. And it means the Chiefs get to choose first when it comes to uniforms, and the Chiefs will wear their red uniform. The San Francisco 49ers will wear their traditional road white jerseys. Well, a couple of familiar four-legged friends will be ready for their close-up on Super Bowl Sunday. Budweiser released a teaser of its new ad that will air during the big game, and it features the company's iconic Clydesdales heading up a snowy crest as the classic song The Wait by the band plays in the background. You'll be able to see the full commercial and Super Bowl 58 February 11th right here on WISC-TV.
And coming up in sports, it's good to be home, while Wisconsin says they're kind of over bus trips to Minnesota. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We're often asked,
Is it really free to hire Gruber Law Offices?
the answer is yes. The call, the consultation, free. You pay nothing until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
After a serious crash, the insurance company wants to pay you as little as possible. Call Gruber Law Offices first. We'll fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
1 week. That's all it took for Matt LaFleur to find his next defensive coordinator. And the man tasked to improve on a unit that seems to have all the pieces to be great appears to be Jeff Hafley. ESPN's Pete Thamel is reporting that Hafley is leaving Boston College and will head to the NFL to lead the Packer defense. And before BC, Hafley spent a year at Ohio State where he was the co-DC. He has 6 years of NFL coaching experience as a DB's coach. For the first time in 2 weeks, Wisconsin women's hockey team won't have to take a road trip to Minnesota. No 5-hour bus ride to Duluth or a 4.5-hour jaunt to Mankato. Instead, this weekend, it's home sweet home at LeBon, which is good for a couple of reasons. Mainly, the Badgers are tough to beat when they're skating in Madison.
The outcome of the game Saturday made the bus ride way easier for me, and it was a great trip home. And now we're in position, as I told the team after practice today, we have 6 out of our last 8 at home. We're in good position.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite things about hockey is the 5-hour bus rides. But no, definitely pumped to be home. The environment at home is just so much fun to play in.
On Thursday, Wisconsin men's basketball heads to a place that's just hard to win at, Pinnacle Bank Arena. This season, Nebraska is 13-1 in Lincoln with wins over then #1 Purdue, Michigan State, and Northwestern. The last time the Badgers were there, well, it was a game to forget. UW blew a double-digit lead in the second half and ended up losing by 10 in overtime. And even though this team is different, success at Nebraska starts and ends with defense.
Last year we had, I think, a 20-point lead. And, you know, we let them come back in the game. And it was just from little mistakes that we did, you know, letting Tamanaga get loose, you know, letting them get hot. You know, that's what really sparked their energy. And then they got going, and it just seemed like they were pretty much hard to stop. So, you know, we got really lucky defensively from the start of the game to the end of the game.
And just a reminder to check out this week's episode of Wisconsin Huddle. Tyler Wall stops by to talk about UW's current hot streak and winning his 100th game as a Badger. Show starts at 6:30 right here on News 3 Now. Got to get that win in Nebraska, though.
Yeah,
Got to do it.
Not going to be easy. Let's go to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Well, things are quiet out there right now. The live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam, pretty night out there. Skies are clear, but that will change. You can see visibilities right now at or above 10 miles across all of southern Wisconsin, but there are dense fog advisories that go into effect starting at 9 p.m. west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line for dense fog. Current temperatures right now still very mild. 39 Madison, 37 in Janesville, even warmer to the north and west. Temperatures in the mid-40s out toward La Crosse and in Dane County. Still 41 in Sauk City, 38 degrees in Verona, and 40 in Wanakee. Look for skies to be mostly clear this evening. Temperatures holding nearly steady in the upper 30s.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.